Hello there, and today we are back with Cobalt Core. Let's see, at the start of the run, with this trio, I like to lose to Hall. Generally with Peri, we can kill the enemy before we take too much, and then Dizzy can utilize that for shield up pretty well. So I'm torn between upgrading a card and remove a card. With remove a card, we can remove a basic shot and replace it with either a utility or something that can help us deal damage very quickly. So like Escalate or Overpower would be two good cards to get. Maybe we might get something that lends us towards like a highly invasive strategy, a stalling strategy, or build up a lot of defense with Dizzy. With Upgrade, I would probably just put it on multi-shot and just try to get through enemies that way. Let's have some fun. Let's see what we pull. Stun Charge is nice if we want to try going for like an infinite. But I think Evasive Shot is better here, with Evade being very good in this game. We need to dodge an extra shot because of taking two here. We need to move out of the way so we don't get riddled, and then multi-shot for damage. We do need to worry about evasion, so I'm going to do Scramble, just to guarantee that we can dodge any attack. And then from here, we will dodge. Evasive Shot, allowing us to do damage and get up to 3 evade, which guarantees our safety. And then I'm going to keep using Draw Shot to cycle through the deck as fast as possible. Okay, we have about 6 health remaining. Or I guess we do have lethal that turn. Okay, Button Mash. I don't think it's too worth it. We have pretty much our defensive covered with Evasive Shot, being able to take care of our evade problems. And then EMP, it's nice being able to set up or deal with the opponent's shield. And then Block Shot is good if we want to play a very shield heavy game, which we don't want to right now. And then I see 3 repair stations, so I'm going to go take those. We also get an elite, which is pretty nice. For this Gnat fight, what I like to do is I just like to play a really stally game until they refuse to move, and then that's when I like to strike. The reason why I use shield there is just to preserve my evasion. And now we can force them onto the mine, make them take extra damage. Okay. Power Play. It's an okay card. I don't think we need the extra damage here, especially for the whole cost. Stun Charge is nice if we need to get some extra defense. I'm pretty sure we don't need it. And then Wave Charge is... I don't think it's that good. For like a lot of Peri-centric strats, just being able to do damage fast is nice, and 2 energy for 2 damage is not worth it. Okay. Since we're kind of leaning towards evasion, I'm going to upgrade basic dodge to get the 0 upgrade, just so we can keep playing it as often as we can. And we might lean very heavily into evasion. That was a blunder on my end. Oops. I guess we'll gain some shield. I don't think the 1 hull loss is going to matter too much. I should have gained a shield in case that hit. Yeah, with a Spike 2 or or George as they are named in my save file, you generally want to keep at least 2 shield on you, if not more, so when you do accidentally hit them during their payback turns, you can not lose any hull. Converter, it does provide evade, but I don't think we need Converter shield into evasion. We have enough evasion as is, and we still need a way to deal with Seeker missiles. Again, we already talked about Wave Charge. Front-loaded blast, it's good with thicker decks as the 3 fumes are spread out more. With a more thinned out deck, which is what we're going for, that 3 fumes can hurt a lot more. And hull plating, just get some extra hull. And also upgrades how much we heal each time. I'm just going to remove cards, because I think we can probably win off of evasion from here. This is Minesweeper's a very hard fight, and it sometimes can just lose you runs. Although hopefully we do have the evasion to keep up with it. Let's do draw shot first to see what we draw into. And then just deal as much damage and gain as much evade as we can this turn. Okay, it's not during a payback turn. So let's just deal a lot of damage. And we'll lose 1 shield here, but should be pretty good. I'll use Shield Surge just to get an extra shield. And we have lethal. Ooh, multi-shot. If we had a very aggressive centric plan, or we didn't have any, I would pick up multi-shot here just so we can deal damage very quickly. Panic is very rarely a good card to ever pick up. And then Vamoose, it's good if you need a burst of evasion for whatever your game plan is. Our evasion gains pretty steadily with 2 good evasion sources plus an additional supplemental one with Scramble. So we don't need any cards. And we're going to fight Drake. Does losing hull plating lose us the 3 hull? Okay, that's nice to know. For that fight, if I remember correctly, you don't gain any card rewards or artifacts, so just a free skip fight is something I'm willing to take any day. I'm not really using basic block that much, so I'm fine with getting rid of it. And this is the easier of the 2 to handle for evasion strategies, just being able to dodge a lot of smaller and simpler attacks. And let's just deal damage. Okay. Let's see what we pull up. I'm gonna try and get this fight done quicker. Not too concerned. Now I'm a little bit more concerned as I'm running low on evasion. That's nice. I should have played that first to see what we pulled. And I'll play the Dizzy card just to gain an extra shield. Scramble. We'll go down to 0 shield, but we'll have 2 extra evasion to deal with whatever the game throws at us. I accidentally double-clicked there. Don't recommend doing that. use multi-shot just to activate cross-link. Let's see what we draw. Lunge basically allows us to sidestep a little bit. And we got 12 more damage to get through. But it's probably going to be a little bit more. That's due to shield being gained, I believe, every 3 turns on the right missile bay. Block shot, lunge, then we will use crosslink to get some more evade. I'm fine with scooting off to the left a little bit. And I think from here with 4 evasion, 5 health left, we can probably try to rush the fight to get it done quicker. Okay, so I'll have to play lunge here. So, might as well take this and... Yeah, I've hit there just to avoid taking any damage and keeping 3 evade. Not that we really needed it, we have lethal this turn, and we could have done 1 more evade to dodge that extra column. There we go. We gained 6 hull instead of 5 due to having hull plating. Coercion beam, that's good if we want to do a stall strategy. Payback is kind of hard to use, but if you can stack a lot of shield, it can be good. And then stun source, it's good if you can find a way to play it. But that usually requires like a good energy generation or a way to cheat it out for cheap. I'm gonna use Hunter's Wings because it's good for evasion, being able to shrink our ship's size down. Yeah. Okay. The reason why I keep doing basic dodge A first is just so I can potentially redraw it. I know we are guaranteed not to because we have cards in our draw pile, but it's a nice habit to have. I'm going to play Shield Surge just to tank this shot. I want to use my shield early just because this will eventually outscale how much I can block. Now I'm going to use multi-shot just to deal some extra damage and try to get this fight done quicker. I should have played draw shot first, but it doesn't matter. Pulse barrier is nice if we need extra defense. This has not been an issue at all yet, and I don't think it's going to be an issue coming up at all. Flux shot, or flux A, even just normal flux, it's good if you're like firing a lot. If you have basic shot A, it's also a lot better as you can gain a lot of defense with it. But here, we just want to thin out our deck. I'm going to go with the bottom track, see if we get anything with events. We get an elite, and we get 2 of the 3 total repair stations. And here we get to play football. Multi-shot is a good opener as it just forces the opponent to go off to the side. Draw shot, it's not as good here because sometimes we might not want to draw more cards. I'm going to spend 1 shot here to make the guy move to the side, and then we will keep trying to move forward. Here we don't want to use multi-shot as they don't have auto-dodge, so that could be dangerous. Well, it's not going to be dangerous, it's a guarantee that we're going to get a yellow card, which we do not want. Okay, and then we should have it on this turn. Hit. Hit. We don't need a mid-rail object or the defense the football can provide. So we'll go with a artifact. We don't have any 3+ energy cards. Cockpit lock on. Yeah, I think that might be nice just for some extra damage. We're not using a lot of Peri cards, so Daka Drum is not as good. And pretty much every enemy in this game has a cockpit of some sort. Okay, so we ran into Spike. This is the guy where having a way to deal with the Seekers matters, because I believe next turn is when they get or start using Seeker missiles. Yeah. So because it can't miss, we either have to go out of our way to destroy it. Here, I'm just going to elect to take the 3 hull damage just to get done with this fight quicker. I think this will save us more damage overall. Of course, I could be wrong with that. But this is pretty much the only fight that's going to be this much of a threat to us. I don't think we need more evade. Boss might be a bit scary, but we get 2 card removals. I'll probably get rid of Scramble and Block Shot. Oh wait, I still have Basic Shot I can get rid of. So it'll probably be Basic Shot and then Block Shot. We don't need Evasive Shot. I think being able to play Basic Dodge more often is better. So this is one of the few fights that doesn't have a cockpit, so we don't get that weak area that we can exploit. This gives a fume scan right here when it's on the blue sun's turn. So it takes a lot of evade to dodge everything on the right. It takes 4 to dodge on the left. Or we can just use 2 shield to dodge this. And that way we can hold on to evade in case that's needed for a heavy missile. Oh, I forgot we got an extra energy. Okay. See what we draw. We'll use multi-shot and then... Right, we have 1 less energy. Well, we'll have to live with our mistakes. Block shot, basic shot. More energy to go. In theory, we could have this next turn. Not quite. I'll do 2 damage. And then we will use Hunter Wings to dodge this 5 damage column. Okay, big shield. Good if you want like a burst of shield every now and then, or often. And then Whiplash, it's an okay card. 1 energy for 2 damage is nice though in case you need more damage. And then it's everyone's favorite character. We have nothing that benefits from any of the things to provide, so we will have to sadly decline. Jettison Hatch. That is probably the best artifact we could probably have run into, being able to remove an extra card at each station. So from here, the plan is going to be to play these two cards as much as possible. We'll get rid of you. We have an elite to get through. Let's see here. Have we seen any? We have not seen any elites. So we have the force field one. We have the little nautical guy, and I forget what the third one is. I don't think it's going to be too relevant. Alright, we get the force field person. Here, I'm going to want evasion, just to help deal with everything this person's going to throw at me. Hopefully we can have this next turn. Yes. Move, hit you, and then hit that. Hunter's Wings might become important here. One thing to keep in mind is when this becomes intangible, homing missiles will go through it and hit the brittle cockpit. So that is something to be wary of. And then I'll gain evasion. We still have to kill this guy 2 more times? Or, I guess, 1 more time now. We get 4 cards to work with next turn, which will become 6. Okay, so if we play Shield Surge here, we go down to 3 energy. If we do nothing, not 3 energy, 3 shield. If we do nothing, we have 3 shield. And here we have a lethal. A selective memory, this is almost always a free pickup because you can use that card to become any card in your deck. Perpetual motion device. We have Jettison Hatch. We don't have anything that gets us damage right now, but we might come across it. So yeah, we will go for it. Hopefully we come to a solution later. From here, we're no longer using evasive shot, and we probably don't need lunge anymore. And this will drop us down to 6 cards, but with Corrupted Core exhausted, we will now draw the same 5 cards every single turn. So, let's see here. Yeah, I'm just going to try and scoot off to the side. To help deal with the 2 missiles. Gain a tiny bit of extra defense. Stack more and more evade. But at this point, it should just be rinse and repeat. I'm gonna see how fast I can get through this fight. Okay, well, wait. There is one trick that we can use. They blunder a little bit. Some shield, and that way I can line up for a cockpit. think after the missiles I can go for it. Hit you twice. Hit you. Hit you twice. Basic dodge. Oh, we used two sims, so I used all my energy. Okay, so one fun fact about this fight is if you just try to dodge evil rigs, want to camp them out. Should do it this turn. They're going to overheat. They get +1 damage this turn, and they will recenter themselves. There's 7 divided by 2. So we need to do 4 damage since we have cockpit. Normally, yes, they would die from heat, but they would attack first, so we do need to do the finishing blow. Okay. Again, nothing here is too important. I could do simplicity and just get it down to, I guess, 3 cards. I'm gonna do it for the funnies. There we go, we have 2 cards we care about. The one plus side to doing this, though, is if an enemy wants to throw in, like, comms jams or trash, we are much more resistant to it. Let's see, what's our map look like? Nothing too good. I could try going through the 2 elites. We should have enough to trivialize Ancient Relic. Can't think of it, but the multi-shot guy we should also be able to handle. And again, the 3rd elites is slipping my mind. We have enough damage. Not enough damage, enough evade. Evade plus another. Well, we're shooting 3 times, so we're getting 4.6 evade each turn. So essentially, we are almost untouchable. Okay. Wave charge solves things because we can get draw shot A. So we have to get through this fight to assemble the infinite. I should have used the thing. Okay. Dodge to the side. mistake. I could have dealt 2 hull damage there. Okay. Since we are guaranteed 4 hull each turn. Let's see here. Gaining 3 more. So, yes, we should be able to just hit here. Do 2 hull damage, and then scoot off to the right a little bit. Here we'll have to use wave beam to deal with the homing missile. So yeah, this is essentially the final boss, as if we lose here, we lose the run, obviously, but if we do win, we have a repair station in the next slot over. We gain 3 evade, so we can deal extra damage. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Oh. We can do essentially the same trick, but with wave beam to finish off the enemy quickly. We don't need anything. And draw shot A. Okay. Because I talked about this a little bit earlier, I am going to show off what the plan is with this. Okay, never mind. I was mistaken. I remember this being 3 wide, so I thought I could just use Hunter's Wing to keep dodging consistently each turn, but I forgot we can't actually go into the wall. Alright, I was mistaken from earlier. We don't have an infinite, but we do a lot each turn. I blundered. The infinite was removing draw shot. Yeah, Bolt just gained extra evade. Might as well gain some extra evasion. We don't need any extra cards. Shield memory. We might be able to use it. Never mind, you ran into Dylan. I know, we'll play things safe. Okay. Hit. Hit. Cobalt Core, Bolt, Wave Charge, and run away. Ah, Rust and Colossus, that was the other evade I couldn't think of. No, I don't think I can hit the weak point. I could probably go for it next turn, though. Having 10 evade plus whatever else I'm going to gain. Let's see here. I want to get that to close to 4 as possible. There we go. I don't want to go overboard, so I will let Corrode deal with all the finishing below. Again, we don't need anything. Fracture detection should speed up the infinite. Now I'm going to do what I should have done and remove draw shot. Okay, so we're going to get rid of Corrupted Core. We are going to get Wave Beam. Use some bolts from here. Every time we don't have a card, we draw a new one, and because everything in our current deck costs 0, we can just keep playing cards. There we go, fraction detection. This makes it so I deal 4 damage instead of 2. We are guaranteed this weak point, so it's really just an extra damage each time. Still, it makes the fight go by faster. And yeah, that is the run. We just drew both. We didn't really need it, although I do think grabbing it at the time was the correct choice because we weren't guaranteed to get wave charge or anything that could help us go infinite with it. But yeah, a pretty thin deck. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. My plan for this series is essentially, if we go into, I believe, the logbook, is this game does keep track of which runs you have beat with which trio of characters, so the plan is to do one for each, which is 56, I believe, in total. Anyways, I hope you all have a nice day, and take care.